For exactly 7 seconds, on a cold December night in 2023, every radio telescope in the southern hemisphere caught a signal. It was sharp, clear, and undeniably artificial. Even stranger, it came from Antarctica, a place where no such transmission was supposed to exist. The signal contained a single audio message. This is Station Argon, year 2091. Earth is compromised. Do not reply. Scientists thought it was a hoax. But it wasn't. The first person to hear the signal was Dr. Laura Keane, a radio astronomer in New Zealand. At 2:14 a.m., she was alone in the observatory when her monitor flashed red. She replayed the message 20 times. It had no known distortion patterns, and it wasn't bouncing off satellites. It was local, coming straight from the South Pole. And then, as suddenly as it came, the source went silent. The next morning, her data logs were wiped clean. Her access to the observatory's servers was revoked. 2 men in black suits showed up at her home that night. They didn't introduce themselves, but they made it clear she was not to speak of the transmission. Not to anyone. Not even to her colleagues. Laura knew she had stumbled on something massive. She made a copy of the signal and mailed it to her brother Matt, a conspiracy podcaster in Colorado. Just in case. Matt didn't think much of it at first, until his own podcast server was hacked, and he was locked out of every social media platform the same day. But the real story begins not with Laura or Matt, but with a secret research station, one that was never supposed to exist. About 100 miles from the Amundsen-Scott South Pole Station, there is a stretch of ice marked as a no-fly zone on all public satellite maps. The official reason is unstable terrain. But some satellite watchers online had long claimed strange heat signatures came from the area. Most were ignored. Until now. In early 2024, a hacker group called Black Iris leaked documents from a buried U.S. defense server. Among the files was a blueprint for a base called Station Argon. It was constructed in 1987 under a secret program known as Project White Signal. The purpose: research time displacement fields generated by unknown technology found beneath the ice. According to the documents, something was buried deep under Antarctica, something that didn't come from Earth. The files were deleted within hours. Most people never saw them. But Matt did. And so did a few others on encrypted forums. One post read, "Station Argon was abandoned in 2003. The experiments opened something they couldn't close. The signal you heard was a warning, from the future." Matt dug deeper. He connected with a retired Navy technician who claimed to have been part of the Argon construction team. The man, who called himself Rook, described finding a perfectly spherical object made of a black metal no one could identify. It was cold to the touch, even underground, and it vibrated slightly, as if it were humming at a frequency just outside human hearing. They called it the core. According to Rook, everything changed when the core was activated in 2001. No one knew how it turned on, it just did. One night, the base's power systems surged. Lights flickered. Clocks froze. One technician claimed to see a man walking through a hallway who wasn't there the next second. Then the dreams started. People reported the same visions: ruined cities, twin moons in the sky, and machines crawling out of oceans. In early 2003, a team of scientists vanished without a trace. Their quarters were found untouched. Doors locked from the inside. No signs of escape. That's when the order came down: abandon the base, bury the entrance, and never speak of it again. But someone had stayed behind. When the 7-second signal went out in 2023, it wasn't a glitch. It was a leak, intentional or accidental, no one knows. What is known is that the voice on the message belonged to Dr. Ellen Saito, a physicist who went missing during the final days of Argon in 2003. She hadn't aged a day. Facial recognition software confirmed it. That's when the government began erasing everything. Online searches for Station Argon returned no results. Reddit threads disappeared. Even the hacker group Black Iris went dark. Matt's podcast account was deleted permanently. No appeal. Laura vanished in May 2024. Her last message to Matt simply said, "They're not from space. They're from here. But not our time." Matt went into hiding, but he continued to search. In September 2024, he met a whistleblower named Kay. She worked for the National Reconnaissance Office and showed him unreleased satellite images dated February 17, 2091. The images showed Antarctica, but it was completely different, melted in places, glowing in others. And at the center, where Argon used to be, stood a tower hundreds of feet tall, made of the same black metal as the core. The tower wasn't built by humans. Kay said time wasn't what we thought it was. The core was not just an object, it was a gateway. A device that connected different points in time like bridges. But every time it opened, it changed something. The future wasn't fixed. It was rewriting itself with every cycle. And now, something on the other side was trying to stabilize it. Not to save us, but to prepare Earth for them. Matt asked Kay why the government didn't destroy the core. Her answer chilled him, because we didn't build it. And we can't turn it off. By December 2024, 3 more 7-second broadcasts had occurred, each one exactly 87 days apart. Each one came from Argon. And each one carried a new warning. You're repeating the loop. Stop trying to close the gate. They see through time. They already exist inside the field. We are not alone. We were never first. The last transmission wasn't a voice. It was an image, a blurry view of Earth with strange markings orbiting in the sky. Objects too large to be satellites. Some believed it was a future Earth under alien control. Others said it was a warning of what's coming if the core remains active. Today, no one talks about Argon publicly. News stations avoid the topic. Scientists deny the 7-second broadcasts ever happened. And yet, every 87 days, certain observatories still lose connection, always at 2:14 a.m. for exactly 7 seconds. The next broadcast is due in 61 days. If you listen carefully, you might catch it too. Just remember, don't reply.